Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist 1, 2, and all in between. This is for the absolute positive, bigger, better, good God and truth of you, only crossing infinitely that way forever. I want to show you something. No matter who you are, no matter where you're at, you could be the king of your country, the president of the United States, the guy who's trying to get the job, Donald Trump, whether I like you or not yet Netanyahu, or President Putin. It doesn't matter, I hate nothing, so you got to know, to the bigger and better of all things, more positive than negative of you, I have nothing but love for you. I want you to be good as truth. I want your lives to be bigger and better than any dysfunction or decay, disintegration in any way of you. And that's the only reason why I do that. And I know if I didn't do this, you see, me and my family and your family and the world of innocent people would just be suspect to a perpetual state of negative, man. It's just horrible. Before I showed up and, things started clicking really good for me, that's all we had was a perpetual state of negative, an unevolved existence that we were dying of every way a fool could. I'll do my best with this video to explain out some key details that I want to share with the world, because I'm sharing a lot of knowledge and I want people to understand, that anything that I say, you can research, and you can make your own decisions on. But I just want to give a little bit more in depth of how we got to this point, and my own personal plans behind it. Well, if you want to know what my own personal plans is, right, it's just to live and enjoy life. It's a miracle, Life's a garden, dig it, enjoy this spot. I mean, we weren't promised this, We woke up to it, to the reality check of our lives. And, like I tell everybody all the time, it's a negative and it's a positive, and it's a negative and it's a negative and it's a positive. You see? Listen to me. Check me out. To state one more positive than all negativity is the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth, right? And that good as truth is the absolute bigger, better of you here and now than all negative, decay, disintegration, suffering, death of you. Okay? To cross one more positive than a negative always is the bad way of nothing. It's the evil of nothing. It's the sinful way of nothing. You don't have to have faith for it, and you can believe, right? It will only add you up. Good as truth, the only way you can stay or be good as truth, again, to an absolute bigger, better of you here and now. The state of one more positive than all negativity from the inside out at 360 degrees is the only light, joy, warmth, good God or truth, Holy Spirit for everlasting peace, all will ever know or be. It's the state that all in body and matter is stated good to the truth of God, of their shape, form, and mass, only crossing absolutely bigger and better here and now than all negativity. With the buildings, trees, you, me, everybody of everything. Creation applied, one to the here and now existence of all reality check of solid, liquid, gas, plasma, of a more positive universe, so says the here and now of all reality check, the bigger and better of it, right? Good as truth than all negativity. If you think about the holy universe, from the smallest speck of it to the Planck line of existence, to all it encompasses, right? It's only a circuit of energy, one more positive, from the inside out, good as truth, than all of all negativity. That's why it's a positive universe, and all the matter of it, more positive than negative, is only stated good and relevant to an absolute bigger, better of it here and now. But what I'd like to explain for this discussion, right, is everything creation applied to the here and now existence of all, reality check of this more positive universe than a negative one, right, comes to the point of bonding atoms, meaning male atoms, there's male and female atoms. Male atoms can never be split or destroyed. Their embodiment of matter is absolutely good to the truth of their shape, form, and mass, only crossing bigger and better infinitely forever. Okay? Now, female atoms, right, they are negatively deficient of being absolutely positively good and holy as truth of a male atom because they can be split by fusion and fission. But for the conversation that I'm stating here and now today, right, you are made of more male atoms. Well, you are made of male atoms, okay? Your atoms can't be split with fission and fusion. But they can come to a point of negative decay and disintegration with their matter if their bond to the reality check of them isn't more positive than negative always, as the circuitry and seeds of the holy universe of them, the embodiment of matter of them, only crossing bigger and better. And, like I've spoken in other videos, science wants to talk about parallel universes and parallel dimensions. Well, as far as this universe and all creation of existence of it goes, right? No matter what it is, okay, if it's not articulating one more positive, right, then all negativity of it, good as the truth of that atom, right, that male atom, right, then it's only stated negatively less than at every point it's not, okay? And with all these multiple universes and all these different dimensions of time and space, when you talk about wave field collapsing, okay, what's that stating is that the reality check of you, right, isn't stated more positive with a positive universe, okay? When that negative wave field collapses, right, what it does is it takes all that you embody of matter that's more negative than positive, right, and it takes it to the absolute of all things negative in a more positive universe too long, and that's the one nothing of them. It's the one nothing of civilizations. It's the one nothing of individual embodiments of matter. Now, I personally think, right, now this is what I personally believe, I have to believe this, right, is that we individually, right, are articulations of the glory of God, the miracle of life, right? And we weren't created to be destroyed with death. But God, as truth, knows that we have to incarnate bigger and better by choice, more positive than negative, always, to be a lasting matter forever in a more positive universe than a negative one. The absolute good truth of the life of Jesus Christ, one who was only more positive than all faithful negativity, only adding up good as truth, hence the bigger, better, more positive man than the negative of the Shroud of Turin, the incarnate out thieving Holy Spirit, good God and truth of Allah of all for everlasting peace I am. Okay, Me and Jesus, we incarnate one good truth of the foreverlasting peace of all, only adding up one together, the absolute bigger and better of the triple mel of all I am, the good of God, the glory of God, the truth of God, of all mankind of reality check. See, anywhere you look and you see something good as truth, it can only articulate the life of Jesus Christ. One more positive than any negative of it to be good as truth to you. And that is the one reality check of the same, of the thieving Holy Spirit, right? Of all mankind's negativity to one neutral nothing, I absolutely positively am. The full thief man, God, King, Adam man, first evolved. The good God and truth of all, reality check of mankind, creation of existence, I am. Okay? Now, I want to show you something. The doctrines, even in the Nag Hammadi Library, and all around the world, okay, are negatives, right? Producing negative. And I want to show you this. I want to explain this to you. If you don't bring all you are of static, twisted, scattered, undefined energy, right, to a more positive value always, good as truth, right? The evil way of nothing, the bad way of nothing, the sinful way of nothing, right? The neutral nothing, right? Well, you're always stated only one way, with faith, fully undefined, with an unevolved way of articulation. The bad way of it, the evil way of it, the sinful way of it. And you're only blind and undefined to the fact that all of that is absolutely just a negative, okay? And you need to take any hellish way, devilishly delusional way of it, and only cross it back one more positive with the thieving Holy Spirit out of the good of God as truth, the absolute bigger, better of the energy of all creation of existence, E equals MC squared, right? I am. Okay. It's not always an easy thing to do. You know, we all cross static, twisted, scattered, blind, and undefined, okay, with negativity. But this is why I don't hate, because I have a higher understanding of what negativity is. It's female energy, and without it here, okay, to circulate what I am of a man more positive than that always, well, I would not have any good relevance as truth to the here and now. You hear me? And without mankind knowing, right, to only cross everything that we are more positive, right, than a negative, the absolute good truth of a miracle, right, only crossing to a bigger, better here and now, along with the lives of it, right? We are cheating ourselves, not only with our own lives, right, but with the lives of others. I want to say this because I did lose my train of thought a little bit for a second, okay? Your life is unique to all creation of existence. It's a fingerprint, right, of you as a unique form, as a unique shape, as a unique being, okay? We as human beings are the only creatures enlightened enough out, right, consciously to understand what I'm telling you. The world and all creation of existence, right? Without mankind overwhelming it more positive than negative always, cannot do it itself. Okay? And that is the static, twisted, scattered, undefined matter at every point of the earth, and the people of it negatively deficient with their faith, the bad way of them, the suffering, the death, the evil, sinful way of them. That just needs to be brought to a more positive, enlightened state out to the good of God as truth of all we are. And if we don't even know this, right, because we've been taught through faith that things cross bad and things cross evil and sinful, right? And we have no mind that all these things are just negative to the good truth of us, only crossing bigger and better, right? Well, how could we ever be that? One more positive than a negative always. Good as the truth of us only adding up to a bigger, better here and now of us. Well, we can't. And that's why it's so important. And what I'm doing here, I started out with this because I understood that faith was a lie. You hear me? No faith nowhere is good as truth. Okay? And because we don't understand that, right? We take on this faith all around the world. Well, this faith is a demiurge. It's the demonic urge of us, right? At every angle we take it on, right? That is more negative than a positive of us to keep us good as truth. Okay, let's see. Only love all others like you love yourself. You see? Reflect back to the reality check with all you are, the bigger and better of all you'll be. What does that mean? Again, I can't say it enough. To cross one more positive than a negative always, right? It don't mean you won't be blindsided, a fool, static, twisted, scattered, undefined. What it means is if it don't kill you splat, go do something more positive at any angle you can from the inside out at 360 degrees until that negativity subtracts to 1, neutral, nothing. Just negative of your here and now, more positive and good. The absolute bigger, better of the good God and truth of Jesus Christ. The thieving, Holy Spirit out, incarnate, good truth of the God of Allah of all, for everlasting peace I am. Man, I'll tell you what. Now, you heard me state that demiurge, okay? Well, wherever matter is more negative than positive at any point, okay? It's all due to a faithful leadership, because everybody else, right, would just be crossing everything more positive than negative. The faithful way of nothing. You can believe the bad way of nothing, the neutral nothing, the sinful way of nothing, the evil nothing. But we have been Shiva shafted, right, by an inferior knowledge. And this inferior knowledge, right, has some of the most intelligent people, right, the most articulate people, right, destroying themselves with their leadership in the world around them as a horde of negative with desire, with the richest 1% of them not producing us at every point in time and space, only bigger and better. And it's our politicians, it's our faithful leadership in religions, It's just lies. It's static, twisted, scattered, blind, undefined lies. Total all around the world, right? And these lies are the good truth of nothing. You hear me? They're absolutely negative. Like I said with these doctrines, okay? If you go into the Nag Hammadi library, okay? These are all demiurge doctrines. To the victor goes the spoil. You hear me? If you read them, okay? If you read them and then each one of them, compare them to what I've either wrote or compare them to what I said, you could tell that every one of these things was written absolutely as a negative to the positive, more, bigger, better, good of God as true than all their static, twisted, scattered, faithful, undefined matters and lies. I am. And you are too. That's the fact of God check. They are too. That's the reality check. And I ain't having it. I ain't having it till the world wakes up to it, man, Because outside of suffering and death, right? At all angles, is good as truth. But we live in bondage, you see. And this bondage has us in a perpetual negative, right? Through our justice system, through our legal issues, through the control and the mechanisms of finance, you see. And if you study anything I've ever wrote or said, you can go to my community post page at YouTube, you will see that I state no lie. And the only thing I want for all mankind of existence, right, is a bigger, better way than a negative one, always. And that is a fact of God, chick. I know I've been rambling, but I figured I'd get as much as I could out here while I can. Life matters, and no matter who you are and where you are, I honestly believe we was created as antibodies for Mother Earth, like antibodies in your cells that protect you, okay? And when we cross one more positive than negative, always we can keep Mother Earth good as true, from the mind to the body to the world. Only the bigger and better of us one together here and now, okay? But when we don't, I believe, that we only cross faithfully Antichrist of it. You hear me? Hallucinating, nutty, fruity, bushwhacking, he shafted snakes from the mind to the body to the world, that we've crossed bad to neutral nothing. Hallucinating sinfully, man, that we're evil. And it's nutty and it's fruity and it's been a bushwhack. And this is an intentional bushwhack, but the intention of that bushwhack, right, died with it. And now all we have is the perpetual negative of it, see? When you cross negative with negativity, that just makes you alien to what is good as truth. A lion head snake to what is good as truth. And negative energy, right, to your matter is Samuel. That's the devil of you. When you incarnate that as your matter, you incarnate it as a he shaft. It's the Hindu Sindhu you do, right? The Shiva shaft of the neutral nothing to all reality check of you, you see? That's the Yada Baoth in the garden and all of that. See, anywhere things are articulated, right, with faith, okay? That's why they say Yada Baoth has many, can take on many appearances, because all faith is one-minded. It states that things cross bad, evil, and sinful, and all faith is unevolved for that reason alone. And even at the most positive value of it, doesn't articulate always to cross back one more positive than a negative. So it knows not what is good as truth, to always keep it and its followers to an absolute bigger, better of it here and now. And it's sad, man. I strive every day to be a bigger, better man than a negative way throughout my life, you see. And I know I'm being toyed with. I know I'm being played with. But see, I just give you a glimpse. You see, I sit here and I sit here real solid. I sit here real firm. I give you a glimpse through that, through the substance, durability, and solidness of the years of me just sitting here clowning out, right? With understanding, trying to give back. But I'll tell you something, world. If you look all around you, it's really toxic. But it's a play on us. And I went into this play on us, man, in depth, Compare to what I say, compare anything I say to anybody around in leadership. Because I'm telling you, their leadership is not up to par. And without me being here, right here and now, stating what I am and who I am to you, right? Everything of leadership of this world, the riches of it, the peoples of it, we're just in a perpetual state of death, a negative way from birth to one nothing. Now, I personally, right, have seen this since the age of 3. People suffering this and dying this, And I had to understand it as I was growing up, But without going so in depth to my own personal knowledge, what I articulate and how things happen, because I'm pretty sure someday that'll be explained a lot better for the world to understand. But all I can say is we are being played by foolish, blind, immature insanity and stupidity. And that leadership comes from the richest 1% of us. They're the movers and shakers of all things, faith, of government, and religion. And my advice, if you enjoy life, you enjoy the miracle, and you want to get in with something that's going to be lasting, the bigger and better of you here and now forever, well, get at me, I've been chilling, making these videos. My babies are growing up. Things are opening up for me. Opportunities have arrived. You hear me? I can get out and mingle a little bit more. Let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. You understand? I don't care how knowledgeable you are of the world around you. You hear me? If I'm at you, and you ain't only stating one more positive than negative, always with your logic, you're going to come out sounding like the biggest fool who ever was. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, the World Economic Forum. You hear me? You clowns ain't shit by yourself. That knowledge that you have. Oh my God, the United Nations, Netanyahu, you guys are committing suicide as fools. And I'm laughing, man, but I mean, you know it. I mean, I'm just telling you this for years. Shit. So at the end of the day, man, you don't want me tearing you down with this. And I'm not going to back down. I mean, I'm not going to back down, push nothing, but I'm not going to back down. But I'm telling you, listen to me. It'd be real funny if I start showing up places, right? Coming out in ways to reality that you never seen coming. So again, get at me, man. I only want the good of you people. I only want the good of this world. I have no bias. I don't care what color, creed, or faithful, unevolved way you've ever articulated. I want to give you understanding so you and your family and your lives and your money and your success can only be endless and bigger and better infinitely forever. And that is a fact of God check from the full thief man, God King, Adam man, first evolve, the rambling of all I am. Peace.